win over Mercer. ETSU coming off their first win in conference play against Western Carolina. Bryant Lambert alongside Jonathan Williams with you. Jonathan, contrasting styles for these two teams, both with playmakers. First players to watch for the Bucks tonight, and it's going to be an interesting one with Courtney Moore.
Yeah, Courtney Moore has been asked to take the point guard role for this team, but that has boosted her efficiency and her role as a leader. She's going to be one of those players that you got to hone in on because she is one of the better shooters on this team.
For the Paladin, the senior Tierra Hodges averaging a double-double, does about everything Coach Carson could want more.
She is a double-double that serves as a matchup nightmare. On behalf of the Paladins. One thing that she can do is spread you out with her ability to shoot it. If you're too small, she'll post you up. If you are big, she'll drive by you. She's just a full total package, which makes her difficult to stay in front of. ETSU has to be mindful of where she is at all times.
And that big Paladin win over Mercer. Hodges, 26 points, 16 rebounds in that big win, and making the Paladins first since the 2014-2015 campaign. All time, Furman dominating this series, winning the last 5, and then 44 out of the 67 meetings. A little change in the Furman starting 5. You're going to have Henley out there, the freshman, getting a look. And then, Jonathan, something for this Buck team. Paladins 8th in the country in offensive rebounding. That's going to be a big factor to see if ETSU can control Furman on the glass tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be very difficult with how Furman hunts the glass and making sure that they create second chance points, third chance points, but also taking away the opportunity for the opposing team to put the ball in the basket on the offensive end.
There you see your starting 5 for ETSU. A mix of newcomers and some vets here for the Bucks as the opening basket goes in, and some full court pressure for this ETSU team. They come in averaging just 53 points a game. This Paladin team, you take a look at that mixed up starting 5. Jonathan scoring close to 70 points a game. So kind of a tale of two different types of basketball here tonight.
Yeah, ETSU is usually down in the 50s. And so it's going to be something that they try to keep up with Furman's firepower on the offensive end.
See Tate Walters taking it to the basket. She'll be fouled. Will go to the line for 2. Walters leading the conference in assists, that time earning 2 from the line, where she's a 74% free throw shooter. As you take another look, no question about it, gets knocked by Jakaya Davis, the freshman out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
And that's something that ETSU is going to struggle with because Furman's offense is so spread out and it makes you have to work. It gives you the opportunity to have straight line drives, and that's what Tate Walters just did there, taking advantage of that straight line drive.
Walters, sophomore Buford, Georgia, comes in averaging 13.5 a game. A catalyst for this Paladin offense. That game Furman dropped at home, Wofford. Walters unable to play, a big factor in the Terriers getting that win. And there's an offensive foul, and that's a big one. That's 2 early fouls for Davis, and I believe she's going to probably have to go to the bench unless they're going to trust her with those 2.
Yeah, and the thing is that was a part of ETSU's strategy, which was to establish themselves with Davis in the post just to create an identity and then hopefully work themselves outside on the perimeter play.
You're a little surprised Simon Harris keeping Davis in with those 2 personals?
Well, if it's a part of the plan, he's going to ride with it probably.
And there Furman going to Grace Van Ryn, easy 2, and Davis really has to back off defensively. I would expect Furman to keep trying to go down low and attack Davis for those early
Absolutely.
2 fouls.
And Van Ryn did a great job of establishing that angle, so all she had to do was just drop, step, and finish.
Mismatch up top, ETSU going far side with the basketball. Kick to the corner, 3-pointer high, arching on the way. That short, long rebound tipped around. It's going to be a foul against ETSU. This one going against the junior out of Memphis, Tennessee, Demaya Griffin. As you take a look, Simon Harrison, his first season, former assistant at Ohio State and NC State, among others. And you talked about he's got a tall task ahead of him, but you feel like he's the right guy for the job in Johnson City.
Absolutely. I mean, with his personality, with the identity that he wants this team to take on, once he brings in the right type of players that fit his mold, fit his standard, they're going to be pretty good in the next few years.
Down low to Hodges off the glass. Back-to-back buckets in the paint, and Furman pushes the lead out at 6-2.
And that's what Furman's offense does. It just spreads you out to a point where you can do a ton of things, whether you got the wide open 3 or you need to establish yourself in the post. It's all based on matchups, and Coach Carson has a ton of hiccups and wrinkles in their offensive sets to really make it difficult for you to hone in on just one player.
Elbow jumper off the mark. There's the freshman out of Seattle, Henley, getting the rebound out and looking to take it herself. Timeout taken by ETSU. An 8-0 Paladin run over the last 2 minutes has Furman up 8-2, 7:28 to go in this opening quarter. Furman with the quick advantage.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team Big Bow Box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
If the past year left you feeling vulnerable to your health, this is your moment. It's time to take control. Time to get the expert care you need for the piece of you at the center of everything. Your heart. Because you're ready and we're here to help you start. Start at the heart of your health. Bon Secours, heart care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/heart to get started by making an appointment today.
Welcome back into Timmons. Bryant Lambert alongside Jonathan Williams. And Jonathan, Furman, quick 8-0 run, has them up 6 here early.
Well, they're doing what they do best. They're getting out in the open floor, moving the ball very fast, establishing themselves in a post. And so those are the good things that when Furman's popping, that's what's working for them, when they can get out in the open floor and get going.
They received keys to the game. We obviously talked about ETSU. They need to keep Furman off the glass, but then Furman defense without fouling, they've done so far in the first 2.5.
Yeah, and we just talk about that based on that Sanford game where they played against them and got into the foul count really early and took them a while to adjust to the ref calling, play calling, and all that. And so they did a good job. They're starting out doing a good job with playing aggressive, but also playing without fouling.
Three-pointer off the mark, down low to Hodges, great position. And the senior has 4 points, and the Furman leads at 8.
And they're just doing what they do best. They get down the floor as quickly as possible, get the ball into the paint if it's available. If not, they move the ball down the rainbow, spread the defense out, and then look for a straight line drive or open three.
ETSU looking to stop this 10-0 run. A nice take all the way off the glass. And Maya Adams, the junior out of Kansas City, Missouri, stops the Paladin run.
That was a great, needed, and necessary shot for Maya Adams, who is definitely a capable hybrid guard that can play multiple positions and guard multiple positions.
Comes in averaging just over 4 points a game. That's knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Paladins. Take a look at Jackie Carson in her 12th season, well on her way to 200 wins, leading her alma mater, multiple postseason appearances, and I think she might have the pieces this year to make a deep run into the conference tournament.
Absolutely, and I'll be honest with you, the first time I looked at the rankings and standings, you know, you would think that, you know, Mercer would be at the top, you know, and they are. But just seeing how they dismantled Mercer was a definite look for them, where you can see them going deep into conference play, but also making themselves an appearance in the NCAA tournament.
Offensive rebound, a chance for a three-point play, put back up and in by Demi Burdick. Burdick, career high 17 points back on January 20th against UNCG. She'll go to the line, a chance to complete the three-point play. Walters taking a seat as well. See some action from Sydney James, the talented Paladin sophomore out of Florida. James paced the Paladins 21 points. Hodges had 18, and Furman's lost against Sanford. James could be one of those X-factor players. When she shows up, heads in the game, big-time contributor for Coach Carson's
She
squad.
definitely is, and her ability to spread the floor with a three-point shot. She runs the floor like a gazelle and makes a lot of defenses really get nervous out here. And so if she can get herself in a rhythm early, she's one of the more scarier players in the SoCon.
Foul going against ETSU. Everybody thought it was against the Paladins. That's going to be Adams. Her first, already the team's fourth, so the next shot, or next foul rather, will have Furman shooting two. Bucks 0 of 3 from long range. Paladins yet to attempt a three-pointer. This is an ETSU team, just 26% from long range on the season. 10 on the shot clock. Oughton trying to get it to Van Rye on the block, not there. Now Henley, 3 to shoot. She'll pull up from the free throw line off the mark. Rebound taken down by the Bucks. TSU want to go quickly. Might not get away with a walk as Adams now laid off down low to Burdick. Can't convert. Another opportunity. Nice pass. Wide open Adams. And a quick 5-0 run for ETSU has it a three-point game.
Yeah, and ETSU just did a real good job of getting down the floor as quickly as possible before Furman could get set defensively, because once they get into a half-court battle against Furman, you can tell the nerves are there, and they look a little nervous in running their offense. And so one of the keys for ETSU is to get down quickly and try to score early in that shot clock before Furman can get set.
Shot clock again down to 7. Contested jumpers home, as Van Rye now has 6 points. Van Rye, since she got in that starting lineup this year, averaging 27 minutes, near 9 points a game, 5 rebounds, and tell you what, shooting above 51% from the field. That's second in the Southern Conference.
Yeah, and her ability to spread posts out with that shot is going to be needed and necessary. If Furman wants to make a deep run, it just shows that they are very balanced offensively in the post as well as the perimeter.
Furman slowing things down. Furman 75% here in the early going, 6 of 8 from the floor. Hodges trying to get it down low to Van Rye. Kicked ball as the Bucks will get Fanata back in, the freshman out of Maryville, Tennessee, and also Carly Hooks, fellow freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia. So this is a team that head coach for the Bucks, Simon Harris, not afraid to try to use some depth.
Yes, and a lot of that is because they are still trying to find their identity. They have a different starting lineup in almost every game, and a lot of that is because they're still trying to find that standard. And it's going to be different players every single game or every single practice that they're going to find new things out about this new team.
Jump ball possession will keep it with the Paladins, 17 on the shot clock. I mentioned Hodges averaging a double-double, 4 points and a couple boards here in the early going. Shot clock again now under 10 for Furman. Out and all the way down the left side, swatted away. Big block by Burdick. Here come the Bucks, trailing by 6, quickly into the front court, and now they slowed down. Wide open, Venata well off the mark. 0 of 5 now from long range, and Furman going quickly. Trying to go down low off the bottom of the backboard and taken away by the Bucks. Both teams cooling off here offensively and trying to quickly get into the offense.
Where they're honing in on what each team has been looking to do on the offensive end. Furman has been really trying to establish themselves in the post. And you see ETSU has made an adjustment to that. And so now Furman has to make that adjustment to ETSU's adjustment.
3 seconds to call, second turnover here in the first quarter for the Bucks. Furman trying to get it down to Van Ryn on the block. They've had success again. They need to throw it into her. James will step out, take the three-pointer. That's a bit too strong. Long rebound taken down by Furman. Another offensive board, second chance opportunity off the mark. And that'll be out of bounds to ETSU.
And those are one of those situations where Coach Carson at least, and you said it yourself, at least get the ball in the paint to make the defense shift their eyes in the other areas, make them shift their bodies in the other areas. Because when the ball gets into the paint, everybody shifts where they're supposed to be. And so Furman has to make sure that they're balanced by playing inside and out, which is what's worked for them already early in this game.
That one stops a 2.5-minute scoring drought for ETSU. Jumper knocked down by Davis.
And that was the plan for ETSU to start the game, which was to establish Davis in the post, get easy baskets for him.
Offensive board battled for, but lost to ETSU. Something to watch. Davis in there with those 2 personal fouls if she can play without picking up her third here in the first quarter. Kate Johnson, freshman out of Canton, Georgia at the table. She'll check in next dead ball as Hodges goes all the way down. No one cuts her off. And Tiara Hodges now with 6 points, and you got to stop the basketball.
Well, that's the thing is even if you score, even if it's not necessarily a turnover, just a missed shot, if you do not load on the defensive end, Furman will make you pay by attacking the paint as quickly as possible.
Now you're going to have an offensive foul. An illegal screen going against ETSU, and that's going to be the 3rd foul going against Davis. Take another look, and didn't get set, and that's a big 3rd foul here in the early going.
Davis has been one of those bright spots that have been able to establish themselves consistently in the paint area.
Tell you what, if you're Furman, you need to go right down with those 3 personal fouls on the block, and they couldn't get it to Johnson.
Got a little ahead of themselves there. You want to make sure that Johnson is established in that post first.
Shot well off the mark. 6-point Furman lead, approaching 1 minute remaining here in the opening quarter. Furman 50% from the field here in the first 9 minutes. Trying to get it down low with those 3 fouls, and the Paladins throw it away. Back-to-back entry pass turnovers.
And those are those situations where the post entry is only going to be open for a short amount of time. And so when you swing that ball quickly, you've got to get it into that paint as quickly as possible before the defense can get over that seal.
Loose ball picked up by the Bucks. Shot clock down to 10. Hooks down low to Davis, and she can't finish off the glass. Shot clock turned off. Furman can wait for 1 shot.
And not only is Davis in foul trouble, but she's also winded, which can also create fouls in its own right.
Furman starts running the offense here with about 10 on the game clock. Heavy ball pressure. James, corner now with 5 to shoot. Back to James. Here's Hodges. She'll bust down the left side. Elbow jumper's good. Tiara Hodges does it herself. She has 8 in the first quarter. And the Paladins close out the first 10 minutes with an 8-point lead here in Timmons Arena. Bryant Lambert, Jonathan Williams back with you here inside Timmons Arena. Furman up 18-11 thanks to 14 points in the paint.
Making sure that they have established themselves down there, whether it's been with Hodges or Van Rye, who have just attacked and made sure that they've been able to get angles for easy drop steps, all based on the circulation of their offense.
The ETSU 10 of their 11 points in the paint. The only one not was at the free throw line. These two teams have combined 0 of 10 behind the arc. ETSU missing 7 of those. It will be Buccaneer basketball to start this second quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see how long ETSU sticks on the bench with Davis with those 3 personal fouls she picked up in the opening quarter.
Yeah, because she is a main focal point of their offense. So you never know, but one thing that ETSU has to do a better job of is when they get the opportunity to take and make the 3, they got to make the 3s. And that's what we talk about. It's night and day depending on the games that they play, because when they played against Western Carolina, they were 12 for 22 from 3.
See whistle going against Kate Johnson. Carla Roberts-Jeter with the call, joined by Michael Johnson, Timothy Bryant, the officials here this evening. First free throw knocked down. One more upcoming for the Bucks. Burdick gets them both. She now has 5. Team lead for the Bucks. Furman being paced, Hodges with 8, Van Ryn currently on the bench with 6. James kicks it over to Walters. Walters just 4 minutes in that opening quarter after the early personal foul. Down low, easy turn. Can't finish, though, by Johnson and be out of bounds. ETSU basketball as Van Ryn will check back in. Tell you what, you still see some of the freshmen in. Kate Johnson, a talented player, can finish and you get that look. Gotta play through contact down low.
Absolutely, she did a great job. She fought for that positioning that she had in order to get that easy drop step. The last part of the job is now to finish that.
Hooks. Thinking about the 3 was Griffin, and now 15 on the shot clock. Back to the freshman Hooks. Griffin will launch a 3-pointer, bit too strong and falls off the front of the rim to Henley. 5-point lead with the basketball as Walters sets up the offensive attack. Down low to Van Ryn, nice finish, double team comes, can't get the roll, and I think what you see in the adjustment by Simon Harris, he's gonna send the double team every time Van Ryn catches it on the block.
Absolutely, because it was just way too easy for Furman to score in the paint, and so ETSU has to make those adjustments.
Nice jumper by Burdick, the junior, has 7, and it's back to a 1-possession game at 18-15.
Burdick does a really good job and came off that last game against Western with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Actually plays as a facilitator, like a point forward. When all things fail, they get the ball to her to make things happen, at least to get the ball moving from one side of the floor to the other.
Another layup missed by the Paladins, that one by Hodges. So back-to-back point-blank opportunities. Furman's cooled off just 44%.
Yeah,
from the field.
3 bunnies. I mean, 3 easily made shots that Furman worked really hard to get, just playing with their food a little bit.
A lot of contact, no call. Rebound by Walters, she'll press the offense. Walters looks to take it herself, fights through contact, and she'll go to the line at 2. Nice take there by the sophomore to go back to the line.
And that's just a great recognition of understanding that you still have the lane. The defense hasn't loaded, and there's no help side, and that's what ends up happening with Furman when they get out in the open floor. High IQ players that can take advantage of that moment.
Alton will check back in for the Paladins as Henley takes it. See, tell you what, when this Furman offense is really going well, it's Tate Walters that facilitates it. She can, we mentioned leading the Southern Conference in assists, but she can also score the basketball. And when she's doing both, it's a hard offense to stop.
Well, that's what she came in here as a freshman to do. She was scoring the ball, and then when Killian went down as their primary point guard, they moved her over to the point guard position because she is such a good ball handler, a good basketball player, and has a high IQ. She was able to adjust in that role, and we talked about it before with Moore. Adjusting to that point guard role creates leadership options, and so now you got to be a leader on that team.
First three-pointer knocked down by either squad. Moore gets her first bucket, and it's a 4-point game.
And Moore did not want to be the point guard on this team. She kind of had to take it based on, you know, a couple of players that were dismissed from the ETSU program. And so she had to step in that role in order to get that shot.
Another foul going against the Bucks, just the second here in the second period.
That's what Furman's offense does. It frustrates you with the amount of screens and movement, and sometimes you can just run into folks.
Van Rye having a field day. She now has 8, and it's all coming right around the rim. ETSU a really hard time controlling her size. Now it's going to be an offensive foul, wave off the shot, and how about Tate Walters down there to draw the charge, getting up a bit gingerly. And you got to like a point guard that's not afraid to get down there and draw contact.
Yeah, I mean, she was there early, and a lot of coaches teach their players to be in the spot early and often, and she was waiting for hooks to come down and just absorb that charge.
Well outside the arc. Three-point Paladin lead. Now Hodges goes right down the baseline. And I tell you what, Jonathan, ETSU has to figure it out around the rim, because right now, Furman with these 23 points, you have 18 coming in the paint and really within about 2 feet of the arc, as that one's going off the brick and in.
That's the thing about Furman's offense. It creates, because of the movement, constant movement, it creates a ton of late closeouts, which just lead to straight line drives.
Got jumper off the mark by James. Rebound taken down by the Bucks. Rebounds 13-12, pretty tight between these two squads. Moore will launch another one and knock it down. 2 3-pointers now for the freshman out of Gainesville, and we're knotted up at 23.
That's what we talked about. Moore is the best shooter on this team. We know that she's had to step into that facilitating role, but also one of the better scorers that if she gets daylight, she's going to take advantage of it.
Moore 31%. From behind the arc is Van Rye again. She joins Hodges in double digits with 10. Airball out of bounds. Possession to the Paladins here. 5:25 mark. You'll see Paladins go Killia for the first time. Sophomore out of Athens Greek. Give Alton a chance to take a break. Now it's interesting here when Killia comes in, you can have Walters kind of move to that secondary guard type spot and try to get open for a couple shots, move off the ball, and she can knock him down.
And Killia's one of those selfless players that wants to get you the ball in your spots.
Van Rye again, and it's just kind of target practice down low for the Paladins. That shot's off the mark. Von Furman keep feeding the senior out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Now Walters hesitates. It'll be a jump ball. Possession will stay with Furman, and it'll take us to a media timeout. Paladins have made 4 of their last 5 from the field. They hold a 4-point lead here. 4:56 to go in the half.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy, they're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
Grace Van Rye, 12 points, 6 of 7 from the field, has the Paladins up 4.
She's done a really good job of just hunting those angles where she doesn't have to do a ton of post moves. She's just drop stepping and finishing because she's doing the work early before the ball even gets to her and making sure she gets those seals that she needs to finish. She's had a great start in this half thus far.
Will be Furman basketball after the timeout. James over to Hodges. Hodges trying to find some space. Now Walters back out, three-pointer on the way. Hodges knocks down. That's Furman's first from long range, and just the 4th attempt with all the success down low, and the Paladins push the lead, and they're going to call it a 2, so a long 2, and it's a 6-point lead, 29-23.
And here's the thing, with the amount of pressure that Furman is putting on ETSU in the paint, it's making it really difficult for them to be on the perimeter and in the paint at the same time. So right now, it's leaving a lot more open shots for players like Tierra Hodges, where they'll get more perimeter opportunities.
Bucks hanging close with Davis on the bench with those 3 fouls as Gilead goes right down the middle of the lane. This 8-point Furman lead ties the Paladins' largest when it was 12-4. Trying to respond, and they do from the top. Nice shot by the Bucks. Second, make it third made three-pointer from long range, and it's back to a 5-point game. Maya Griffin, the junior out of Memphis, Tennessee, knocks it down. She came in just 27% from downtown, but Furman keeps going to the well with Van Rye, and why not?
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
And at one point, you got to wonder, when does maybe Coach Simon Harris send Davis back in with those 3 fouls just to be a big size down low against Van Rye?
The thing is that Davis is the type of player that doesn't know how to put the tiger back in the cage. Once it's out, it's out. And so you're going to get what you're going to get once she's out there on the floor, and you just can't gamble or risk that whole. You can't risk it.
Back down, Thompson off the glass, can't finish. Evie DiPietro at the table. She'll check in next opportunity for the Paladins, a player you know well.
Yeah, I know Evie very well. Coach Carson wasn't very happy with Killia's little no-look dish-off that she tried there.
Here comes DiPietro, sophomore Knoxville, Tennessee native. Check in to see some action. Furman hit 5 of their last 6 from the field. As Furman will keep it 15 on the shot clock, 2:40 to go here in this opening half. Walters, 3 points, all coming from the lines. It's like ETSU now sitting in a 2-3 zone. Van Rye gets it, can't finish, and a rebound taken down by the Bucks. And an interesting change, maybe try to defend by committee in the zone.
There's multiple opportunities for Furman to get the ball in the basket, just couldn't close.
A take by Burdick, right place, right time. The junior now has 9 points, takes the ball away, and now physical defense, and it's going to be a foul, I believe, against Hook for diving on Walters.
Yeah, I like the sense of urgency that ETSU is coming out with. just to make sure that they are handling their controllables, and one of those controllables is to play hard. They haven't had an answer for Furman in the paint with Van Rye, but you got to find other ways to impact the game.
Down low, nice pass. Van Rye can't finish. Hodges found her. And now quickly back the other way is Hooks. Nice hesitation, blows by Walters, does everything but make the layup. Impressive move by the freshman, but couldn't finish.
That's what Hooks brings to the table. She's very athletic, very fast, and a blur in the open floor.
5-point game, minute 45 and counting here in this opening half. Furman's led by as many as 8. ETSU led early on 2-0. That shot short from the corner, rebound taken down by the Bucks. We talked about ETSU and hanging in there on the boards. They're trailing that 21-15 right now.
Yeah, and ETSU, not known for their rebounding, is doing a real good job of making it, of fighting for the boards.
Now Hodges takes it away. Fast break opportunity for the senior, and she's able to knock it in. 14 points for Hodges. She's tied for a team lead with Van Rye, and the Paladins back up 7.
And that's the thing, Van Rye and Tierra Hodges, there has not been an answer for either of them on the offensive end. But, you know, obviously Tierra Hodges does so much more than just offense. You know, she just escalated a turnover right there.
Hooks looks for the step back, not there. Here comes Walters, almost has it taken away. 11-second differential shot in game clock. Furman shooting down to 50% in this first half. Bucks 35%. They've knocked down 3 from long range. Furman doing all this without a three-pointer.
Yeah, they haven't needed to. I mean, just based on them being more superior from the paint area, they're going to take advantage of that option.
Offensive rebound, Hodges, and offensive rebounds adding up for the Paladins. They now have 5.
Yeah,
6 second chance points, the largest lead in 9.
Yeah,
Clock at 3.
Full advantage.
2, now with 1, gets off and falls, and the Bucks respond right before the half, give Hooks 4 points, and the Paladins will take a 7-point lead into the half at 37-30. Got a good one going here in Greenville. Paladins have it rolling down low. Beautiful look at downtown Greenville. We're at the half. Furman up 7. Gives us a chance to remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Bon Secours bringing good help to those in need, and by BMW, the exclusive luxury vehicle for the Paladins. Second half, first half highlights coming up here after the break.
Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen, where Ingles caters some of the best events anywhere. I'm Josh Michael here with Chef Clark Neal from the Ingles table, and today we're going to show you how to make some amazing food right there at your home. So Chef, what are we doing here today?
Josh, we're going to do my take on chicken sliders with homemade spicy pimento cheese. I've got a rotisserie chicken, the white meat that I took off of the chicken. You can save the dark meat for another use.
And this one that's already done up and cooked right there.
Oh yeah, picked it right up in the Ingles deli, brought it home hot, shredded it myself. You want the chicken to cool down before you make this salad, but what I'm gonna have you do, I'm gonna have you make this pimento cheese. Okay. We're gonna make this with a spicy cheese called Rattlesnake. It is tequila and habanero infused white cheddar.
Wow.
You can find that in the specialty cheese case at Ingles.
Pretty hot?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
All right.
All right, if you'll put that in the bowl.
All right.
Then we've got some Colby Jack cheese that helps tame that heat a little bit.
Gotcha.
We've got some Laura Lynn diced pimentos in a jar that I just drained and rinsed.
Excellent.
A little bit of Laura Lynn mayo. I've got a little bit of spices to round that out. Okay. And while you're mixing that up and whipping it together to fold it to make the pimento cheese, I'm gonna take a jar of our Unicoi Preserves apple cider pepper spread. This is me and my wife Susie's company, and Ingles carries us in the deli. Got the shredded chicken that's cooled. I'm gonna add this jar of jelly to the bowl.
And that preserve, that is what makes this entire dish. You gotta have that preserve.
That's a little secret ingredient. It's not so secret now because we're showing you how to make it at home. I got a little bit of diced celery. I've got several different spices here. You can find all the ingredients amounts on the recipe that'll be published online. So Josh is folding that together. I'm gonna fold this together. We're gonna put these on some sweet Hawaiian style slider buns.
I love those.
We got a little bit of green leaf lettuce down on the bottom for crunch. We've got some of those wonderful Ingles Deli pickles that they put on their subs to top it for some acidity and crunch. You can buy those right in the deli as well. Josh, how you looking over there?
Just about done there.
All right.
Meat in the middle?
Yeah, I'm gonna meet in the middle. The chicken's gonna go down first. I'm gonna get a little spoon here. Get in here with my hands. Top that lettuce. Put a little spoonful of that
We'll get some
pimento cheese on there.
Yes. Oh, that looks so good, Chef. What a great idea.
Look at that. We're gonna top that. That's good. We had time to make one for you and one for me.
Bam. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Chef's Kitchen. For more great recipes and to learn about having the Chef's Kitchen cater to your next event, visit thechefskitchen.com. That's thechefskitchen.com. We'll see you next time.
Brett Lambert, Jonathan Williams back here at the half. Furman leading it 37-30. As you take a look at these first half highlights, Jonathan, Furman fell back 2-0 and then went on a 10-0 run, took the lead, and really never looked back. Success down low and 3 early fouls after some success down low for the 6'3" Davis for the Bucks.
Well, yeah, Furman has done a really good job of just establishing themselves in the post or in the paint by getting straight line drives or easy seals and finishes. ETSU still trying to find themselves in the paint, but when they have got the ball in the paint, good things have happened for them, and then they caught a little fire in that second quarter where they were able to spread the floor with the 3.
30 of the 37 Paladin points came between the seniors Hodges and Van Ryn. Hodges with 16, Van Ryn with 14. It was Burdick leading the Bucks. She had a surge in that middle of the second quarter, had 9 points. You see Furman leading the majority of that first half. Points in the paint, another big factor, and you expect that maybe to change a little bit, Davis coming back in.
Maybe. I mean, they were doing that with Davis in the game. And so Furman has done a really good job, and it's not based on one-on-one stuff. It's just Furman's offense is so fluid, it creates those angles that the post players need. Like Van Rye, she's cutting across the body of that defender, and then she's just getting it, drop stepping and finishing. Tiara Hodges, what she's doing is she's putting the ball on the deck based off of a late closeout, getting all the way to the basket and finishing. Then we talk about how well they offensively rebound the ball. They are getting second and third chance points off of missed baskets, all because of them moving the ball and getting the defense out of position.
Second half action on the other side of the break here. Furman leading the Bucks by 7 here at the half.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
Taking a look, Simon Harris, we mentioned his first year leading the Buccaneer program, a tenured assistant, getting his chance to lead his own program. And something he talked about is how to kind of pick up the pieces there in Johnson City, and you like his style.
I love what he's done so far, and really just a high-integrity guy, a guy that is about accountability and making sure that his players are getting 1% better every single game, and not looking at the broad picture right away, because that's going to come in a couple of years for them. Right now, it's just every single day getting a little bit better and growing through wins and losses.
Will be ETSU basketball to start this third quarter. Furman, Henley, Walters, Alton, Hodges, and Van Rye back out there to start this second half. And as expected for the Bucks, you see Chikaya Davis, the freshman out of Knoxville. There's 3 fouls back in, and she's a big-time playmaker. We'll see if ETSU tries to get her going early.
Well, ETSU did a really good job of weathering the storm while she was out and making this thing at least close enough for them to come back if needed.
Immediately trying to go to Davis down low, and a nice job finishing off the glass. She now has 6 points in just 6 minutes of action.
And she's definitely done a good job of establishing herself in the post when she's been able to get it.
5-point game. Furman's led by as many as 9. Walters trying to get it down low to Van Rye. Bucks briefly went to a zone late second quarter. Now back into a man-to-man as the shot clock's at 5. Hodges elbow jumper off the mark. Battle for the rebound taken down by the Bucks.
They had to go to that zone at the time because at that moment there was no answer for Van Rye or Hodges in that post.
Thought about a 3. Carrington, she'll drive, pull up off the mark. Alton there to grab the rebound. That's her second board here in the early second half. Hodges has position on the block. Furman couldn't get it to her. Now it's going to be a 3-second call on Hodges. Second Furman turnover here in the early going. The Paladins with 5 in the basketball game. ETSU with 5 as well. Walters, nice job denying 6'3" Davis on the entry pass. Now an open 3-pointer more can't convert. Hodges with the rebound. She has 6 rebounds, 4 shy of a double-double. Walters long range, open look off the back of the rim. Rebound taken down, and looks like a foul against Henley fighting for the board. Really one of the first open looks Walters has had. It's her first field goal attempt, and tell you what, Furman needs to find her some shots.
Yeah, she hasn't gotten many opportunities, and a lot of that is because the opportunities have been presented in the paint, and that has been the game plan, which is to establish that. But you want to have balance on the offensive end in multiple positions, and Tate Walters is one of those players.
Going to get a foul going against Hodges. I believe she had position but was inside the restricted area. Should take another look. There you see that like right heel inside the arc.
Yeah. Any other time, because she was there early, that would have been a charge.
Her first personal. I don't think they're going to potentially go to the monitor to take a look. Looked like, as we saw, Jonathan, on that replay, her right heel looked like it was just inside the arc.
Yeah, it was teetering on that line a little bit.
Furman shooting 47% from the game. The Bucks 37%. Oh, this Furman's yet to hit a 3, 0 of 6 from downtown. Offensive rebounds, we said 8th in the country coming into tonight. As you take another look, I believe they're going to say that right heel just on the edge of the line. This call, I believe, will stand as the officials finish taking a look.
And the question is that still a foul because she was there early? If you're inside the restriction zone, if you get hit, what does that mean?
I think you have to be inside of a foul. Will take us to immediate timeout. 8:06 to go here in the third. 5-point game here in Greenville. Bryant Lambert, Jonathan Williams back. Get an explanation. They actually changed it to a charge call, and the explanation, Jonathan said they were in that lower defensive box when the ball was caught.
Yeah, so if you catch that ball in the lower defensive block, the restricted area offsets. And so because Tierra Hodges was there early and before the defense could get there, or before the offense could get there, it was a charge.
So obviously technicalities coming into play. Nice challenge by Furman head coach Jackie Carson. Called the lower defensive box, LDP as they refer to it, kind of that imaginary box, uses the 4 marks, the 2 tick marks on the inline and sideline. And they called it within that, so that would be an offensive foul, wave off the restricted area. So Furman gets it back with a 5-point lead. Hodges baseline off the mark, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul going against Carrington, freshman out of Westlake, Ohio, her first and the team's second. Here in the third quarter as you take another look.
That mid-range shot is like a layup for Tierra Hodges.
Free throw off the mark. Hodges a good free throw shooter normally for the Paladins. Comes in over 85% from the line for the Furman senior. 1 of 2 here, pushes the lead back to 6. Sydney James. Table, she'll check back in for the Paladins. Thompson trying to give it down low, taken away, easy steal, out and in front of the pace, hesitates, has it partially blocked, rebound taken down by the Bucks. Now running up with it is Davis, who finishes, and it's a 4-point game. Bucks out in transition off the Furman miss.
One of those rare transition opportunities that ETSU has been able to get, all based on turnovers, and so that was one rare situation because Furman does a really good job of loading in transition.
Nice pass to Van Rye, her first points of the second half. She has 16. Furman now 17 made field goals, just 6 assists to go with those because somebody had been on the block.
Yeah, Furman's offense is definitely one of those fluid offenses that makes it really, really difficult for you to just hone in on one person.
Davis down low working against Walters. Big size advantage and finishes with the right arm. Tell you what, that's a tough task for Walters, 5'9", going against 6'3".
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup. And Tate Walters did a good job of forcing her to the middle of the floor, so she had to use touch. But it's still a good shot for Adams there.
Henley off the mark. Now a more traditional match. You got Walters, though, back off the switch. So they're switching that screen up top, and that's getting the mismatch down low. Bucks missing a 3. Tries to get up to Henley, knocked out of bounds. Will stay with Furman, 6:02 in the quarter. Dead ball will get Sydney James back in the basketball game, as well as Carly Hooks for the Bucks. Furman 0 of 6 from long range. The Bucks 3 of 17, but just a 4-point game. Furman going for their 10th win of the season. The Bucks looking for their 3rd victory. Down low, whistle on a foul. Send the Paladin senior back to the line to shoot 2. Furman 4 of 6 from the line.
I love that wheel action that Furman runs to get Tierra Hodges that angle that she needs to finish with contact. It doesn't matter. Once she gets it in that area, it's over. Either she's going to draw the foul or she's going to score it.
Hodges 17 points, 7 rebounds, is uncharacteristically missed another free throw. Played all 24 points here tonight. 24 minutes rather here tonight. So 17 points now, still 17. 1 of 4 from the line for the senior. Misses back-to-back. Bucks quickly going the other way. 3-pointer top of the key. Griffin off the mark. Sydney James with the strong rebound. Both these teams, Jonathan, playing quick.
Well, you can tell that was something that ETSU wanted to capitalize on in the second half, was to get out in the open floor, because when they've had to go against Furman in the half-court set, they've struggled some.
Nice finish by Alton. She has 4 points. Furman lead back to 6, led by as many as 9. The Bucks led 2-0, and that's been the extent of the ETSU lead. And Rye looking for position on the block. Walters now far corner. Walters 3 points all coming from the line. They're attacked and has it blocked away. He'll stay with Furman. 5:02 here going the third quarter.
And if you're Furman, you got to like that Tate Walters is being more aggressive in getting into the basket, getting to the paint, but also taking some shots now. And so she needs to do that. She needs to continue to try to go at Adams because she is one of the offensive bright spots for ETSU.
James, 8 to shoot. Here's Walters. She'll launch a three-pointer and knock it down. Tate Walters from long range doubles her point total. She can knock him down.
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned 40% plus beyond the arc.
She's a three-level scorer. I mean, she can do a bit of everything. And when she first came into the Paladin program, that's what she was, a scorer, and has had to adjust and be more of a facilitator that can also get her teammates baskets as well.
Skip pass trying to respond. Front rim no good. And there's Walter Shine to grab the rebound. Furman with the basketball in their largest lead at 9. James corner. She'll take a three back to back. That's off the side of the backboard. And here comes quickly ETSU the other way with Hooks. Hooks looking to go coast to coast. She's fouled. And it'll be Hooks to the line for 2 when we come back. 4:11 to go here in the third quarter. Furman opens up a 9-point lead.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team big bow box.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
There's a look at Tierra Hodges, 17 points, 8 rebounds for the Furman senior. A big part of why Paladins have this 9-point lead.
Yeah, and Tierra Hodges is, you know, a double-double. And the reason being is because of how alert she is, how active she is. When people are resting, she's working. And that's why she gets so many opportunities, at least in the rebounding category, to create second chance points. Her motor is unparalleled. And that's what separates her from a lot of players in the SoCon. It's just what she's able and willing to do every single possession.
So all-time leading rebounder for the Paladins. She passed her head coach, Jackie Carson, earlier this season on that ledger as Hooks makes the first of 2 from the line. That stops a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Bucks, and the lead down to 7 at 45-38. Walters out. Bucks trying to take advantage of some full court pressure. Excuse me, Walters not bringing it up. She's in far corner. Hodges picks up the dribble back to Walters. Nice find over to James. Now Hodges, long 2-point jumper. Good ball movement. 1, 2, 3, and 19 points for Hodges. The lead back to 9.
We talked about that with Tiara Hodges. She has that ability to spread defenses out. That if post players decide to guard her, you got to get out there and guard on the perimeter because she will make you pay from that mid-range.
Killier with the rebound. Furman looking to press, trying to get the lead into double digits for the first time tonight. Layup off the mark. Weak side taken down by Walters, starting to make her presence felt. Sophomore with 5 rebounds, and now Killier will go to the line. No, they're going to say it went off her foot. No whistle or no foul. Whether Coach Carson calling for the foul. See if we can't get another look, but it's going to go over to the Bucks. Bucks back with the basketball, trailing by 9, reaching late stages here in this third quarter. Furman 1 of 8 from downtown, ETSU 3 of 20.
Burdick is doing a really good job of establishing herself in the post. When she's working that hard, you got to feed her.
Hook's trying to find some space and is going to get a foul against the Paladins. I think they're going to get Tiara Hodges. Her first and the team's third here in the third quarter. Only real foul trouble to Spink right now is the 3 fouls for Davis, but credit her, she's played this entire second half without picking up her 4th.
And Davis is just being alert. I think she let the game kind of come to her in the second half where she was trying to really impose herself in the paint early.
Knocked out of bounds, will stay with the Paladins.
Those are those situations, if you kill you wish you could get that one back. Great drive, way to put pressure on the defense. You got to finish that.
Bucks now 4 minutes without a field goal. Their points coming from the line. Contested pass, and now Walters to set up the offense. James looking to drive baseline. Help comes out to Walters. Quick trigger 3 on the way. Yes. Tate Walters heating up. She has 9. We said Furman's got to find some shots for her, and she's now 2 of 3 from long range.
Yeah, and obviously Tate Walters seeing that thing go in the first time, it builds confidence every time something like that happens. And they ran a great play for Sydney James to drive, penetrate baseline, and hit the toss back for Tate Walters to do what she does best.
James now with 3 assists. Danger time for the Bucks. Furman 12-point lead with the basketball. What a finish by Hodges. Catching in transition, making it look easy.
That's tough. I mean, wide receivers struggle in catching passes in that kind of traffic.
Timeout, ETSU is 7-0 run over the last minute 49. And the Furman lead pushed to 14 quickly.
Man, that was a beautiful pass from Killia there, but also the concentration to be able to finish that with people around you. Almost, she could have made that with her eyes closed because she's been in that situation before. And kudos to Killia for putting the ball in the right spot, in a sweet spot that Tiara Hodges likes to catch it.
Furman now 11 assists. So the Bucks down 14. They're getting some open looks. Coach Harris liking the ball movement, but gotta have some of these fall from long range. Just 3 of 21.
You have to, and the only way they win games is if they can shoot it a little bit more efficiently from the perimeter. They've gotten those looks, and those looks are what's needed in order to be in games against teams that are in the upper tier of the SoCon, like Furman. Furman's going to be up there, and so you got to make sure that when you're playing against a team like Furman, you got to make shots.
Out of bounds, and it will be Furman basketball. Van Rye to get a break. Jada Session in for the first time for the Paladins, freshman out of Locust Grove, Georgia. I'm Furman. I try to get maybe Walters another look, starting to feel it.
Yeah, and this is a great time to get those looks because ETSU has gone back to that zone to try to make Furman have to work a little bit.
Yeah, Walters, good look there just off the back. Offensive board doesn't fall, but Hodges to the line to shoot 2. We talked about the Paladins and the offensive rebounds starting to add up. That's now 10 O boards for the Paladins.
And here's the thing, too, is when you run a zone against especially a rebounding team like Furman, they're going to be able to capitalize on the weak side because zones are meant to load on one side and keep the ball on that side of the floor, make it difficult for you to run an offense. And so Furman can capitalize on second chance points even more because they crash 3 to 4 players every single time on the offensive end.
Just makes both. She now has 22. And how about an efficient 22? 10 of 15 from the field. So
yeah, and she's just taking what the defense is giving her.
Pressure comes. Bucks beat the trap and able to cross the timeline before Furman gets whistled for the foul. Team's fourth, no shots yet. Minute 19 to go in the third. 9-0 Furman run over the last 2.5 minutes to push out to this 16-point lead.
And that was smart. Furman definitely wanted to speed up the guard play. They weren't very used to, they've been used to a half-court game where Furman has allowed them to cross half court, and then all of a sudden you throw that at them, and you could see the panic ensuing.
Hooks, nice move to get an open look, and the floater for the freshman. She now has 8. She's been dynamic.
Yeah, Hooks has been very aggressive, using her shiftiness to her advantage when she gets a ball screen action and Furman switches and she gets a big on her.
Clock under a minute to go here in the third. Shot clock now at 15. Hodges over to Walters. Quick trigger 3 on the way. That one's off the mark. Battle for the rebound taken by Burdick. Burdick 9 points, 5 rebounds for the junior.
And Burdick had a very strong first half. She's got to find a way to get back in that rhythm offensively.
10-second differential shot and game clock here in the third. Loose ball, Furman picks it up, shot clock turned off. There's James attacking, contact, and it's gonna be a blocking foul inside the arc, had position. But inside the restricted area, and there'll be 2 shots for Sydney James, and that might be the only time Coach Carson's okay with maybe attacking with the shot clock turned off if you had an angle of the basket.
Yes, I mean, and obviously you know Furman's style of play. They are opportunistic in the break, especially when Killia's out there. She pushes the ball and tries to get the ball past half court before the defense can get over. And so they're going to utilize those opportunities as best they can.
First free throw on the way for James is off the front of the rim. Furman, as a team now, 6 of 11 from the charity stripe tonight. James on the season, a pretty good free throw shooter for the Power. 60%, so.
Yeah, James and Hodge both, I mean, Furman has struggled a little bit from the free throw line today, and they are normally a very good free throw shooting group. And a lot of that is just based on, we call it playing with your food, right? And
big 3 there by the Bucks, cuts it at 12, 2 seconds. Shot will count if it goes, and it goes. Tierra Hodges beats the buzzer. What a night for the senior. Give her 26 points, and Jonathan definitely good. 15-point Furman lead going to the fourth. There you see Coach Jackie Carson talking to her squad. Quite a player in her own right there in the late 90s. Furman Athletic Hall of Fame member, number retired. You know, she'll joke around sometimes. Her players start giving her a little bit of attitude. She'll hop on the court and remind them kind of baller she still is.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to do that. And she'll even tell, I've heard her tell some folks, you know, hey, just Google me. I say it to her. I mean, but you got to say, just Google me.
Big shot by Hodges there to close out the third period to answer the three-pointer by Adams. 15-point lead for the Paladins. One off the team's largest at 16. James into the lane, fights through contact, can't get it to fall. Ball tipped around to the Bucks. Furman 10 points off 9 ETSU turnovers, a big factor in this 15-point lead.
Yeah, Furman has definitely capitalized, using the open floor to their advantage and just running ETSU out of this gym.
Burdick can't get it to fall. Here comes Furman quickly. Nice pass up to Walters, but a good steal. Moore came over to pick it away right before Walters grabbed it. Moore into the front court, maybe moving a little too fast, and it'll be out of bounds, Furman basketball. Oh no, they're gonna say we'll stick with ETSU. Went off.
That was off the shoe. Courtney Moore's shoe, I thought.
Doesn't look like Furman putting too much of an argument up. They'll stay with the Bucks with 25 to shoot. Furman shooting now 46% for the game, the Bucks 36%. Skip pass, here's Hooks. She's been a bright spot for this ETSU offense, able to get her own look. 7 to shoot, contested three-pointer off the mark. Hodges, 10th rebound, yet another double-double. Hodges 26 points, 2 off her career high at 28 earlier this season against Charleston Southern.
And that's the beauty of Furman's defense too, is you got to take tough threes, contested threes, or contested twos. And it just really makes it difficult for you to just get easy shots.
Furman basketball after the turnover. Back in for the Bucks, Abby Carrington, as well as the freshman out of Maryville, Tennessee, Venadio. Fernanda, 5'8", saw action in the first half as Furman with the basketball, 8:20 to go and a 15-point lead here in Greenville as the Paladins look for their third Southern Conference win. Walters double screen up top, and I think she was trying to draw the foul, was able to get her own rebound, and they're gonna get an offensive foul on Tate Walters. We'll see if we can't get another look. Maybe they're gonna get her for the offhand extension, but tried to draw the foul, and tough to tell from that angle is.
Yeah, that's tough. It just looks like basketball to me.
It's the second foul on Walters as that shot's off the mark, and they're going to grab the rebound is Walters. Hardy, how about this? 8 rebounds for the sophomore to go along with 9 points, and there's a turnover by Killia. A little bit out of control.
Yeah, and that's the ebbs and flow when it comes to Killia. She does a ton of great things by pushing the ball forward in the open floor, but then you got to understand, is it open? Or is this the right time to bring the ball out and run some offense? I know that Furman loves to run people and see if there are open, easy layups, and Killia does a good job of finding people. But she's got to understand when. Timing's everything.
Either team yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Paladins maintaining this 15-point advantage. Down low to Van Rye, who's been quiet in the second half. Just a bucket after a big-time first half. Walters, nice attack. Can't quite finish. Loose ball tipped around, and it's going to be grabbed by ETSU. Walters a little bit slow getting up. 5-on-4 break for the Bucks as Henley at the table to check in. A whistle going against Tierra Hodges will be her second, and Walter's going to gingerly walk over to the bench.
She looked like she was in some pain there. She was very, very grimacing when she hit the deck there.
Take a look at the replay. It looks
Maybe an ankle?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it turned, just maybe landed gingerly looking at the replay, and she'll go to the end of the bench to get checked on by the training staff. Kalia gets whistled for another personal. Bucks in need of some offense here in the final 7 minutes. Put some game pressure on this Furman team. Hooks looks to get it going. Nice shot. Freshman's been impressive. She now has 10.
Yeah, Carly Hooks has definitely been a bright spot for ETSU offensively. And then just utilizing the mismatch when she gets them off of the ball screen.
Hooks pokes it away there. Almost had the steal. Heavy pressure by this ETSU team. A timeout taken by Coach Carson. Nice timeout there. Kind of sensed her offense sputtering, and we'll take this to our final media timeout. 6.5 minutes to go. Furman up 13 here in Greenville. .13 Furman lead. Taking a look at what ETSU has upcoming. They'll head down the road to Spartanburg on Saturday to take on the Wofford Terriers, and then a really tough stretch between Sanford and Mercer upcoming.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough collection of games coming up there.
Of course, that February 7th makeup game.
Yeah, I mean, but you got Sanford, guard heavy, Mercer, great team. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for them, but there are always ways to get better through it.
Furman will have back-to-back games against UNCG due to a makeup of a COVID cancellation on the 5th and the 7th. Nice block on one end, then a finish, and ETSU not going away lightly. Lead down to 11 here. Still plenty of time with 6:05.
And that's one thing I respect about this ETSU program. They will not stop fighting. And the thing is that they know that they're young. They know that they're inexperienced, and they know that there's a new staff that they've got to adjust to their system and style of play, and it just takes time. But they're responding very well to the circumstances.
Nice pass into Hodges. Can't finish the layup. Ball tipped around out of bounds, and it'll be Furman basketball, 20 on the shot clock. It was a nice find to Hodges, was trying to tie a career high and just missed it. Furman,
and as good
another
as Tierra
opportunity.
Hodges has played, they have got, she has gotten a ton of opportunities to break that career high.
Hodges is able to find Sydney James in the corner. She now has 4. Now a double dribble and a turnover for the Bucks.
Did your basketball radar go off?
Something looked funny.
My hands went up. I didn't know what I did.
14-point lead. Paladins back with it. 5:29 to go.
I like how she kept going, though. I would have kept going, too.
Gotta be persistent, if anything,
like,
right?
what happened? What?
So you probably spent some time with the Globetrotters. You had some tricks up your sleeve.
I double dribbled all the time with them. Got away with it.
Never about to say, never got called, did you?
Got away with it.
She traveled the world after your professional career. Who was the team y'all always played again? You know those
It's
guys.
always the Generals, but it varies. It could be they would go by different names, different little organizations and semi-pro groups, but
never beat y'all, did they?
Not while I was playing. They have beaten the Globetrotters before. The last time they beat them was in the 70s, so I think it was like 71, 72. I could be wrong there, but yeah, not while I was there, because if we did get beat, I wouldn't have been there.
Checking back in, Courtney Moore. She's been a bright spot for the Bucks. Freshman, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Furman inbounding it under their own basket with this 14-point advantage. Killia to run the offense. Tate Walters is back on the bench, looked like available if she can go back in. A little hobbled, but looks fine.
Yeah, I think Coach Carson's going to try to ice her for Saturday just to keep her fresh if she can do it.
Finished by James. She has 5 in a row. Yeah, big game coming up Saturday for the Paladins. Chattanooga coming in, 2 o'clock tip in Timmins. The Mocs come into tonight's action 4-1 in the Southern Conference.
Yeah, and Chattanooga had a rough non-conference schedule where they didn't win a ton of games, but have turned it around as conference play has started. And we talked about it before, one of the more fluid offenses in the SoCon.
Hodges with 8 to shoot, contested jumper, that's off the mark. Van Ryn makes her presence felt, and now Furman to use some clock. Scores around the Southern Conference tonight. Wofford all over Chattanooga, though, in Spartanburg, 57-37 over the Mocs. 4 to shoot. Over to James, 3-pointer on the way. That's off the front of the rim. Another offensive board. 3rd opportunity here for the Paladins. We talked about the offensive rebounds. Tonight, Furman sitting with 13, poised to stay in the top 10 in the country in O boards.
And they are taking away the possessions that ETSU could have had to try to get back in this game.
Nice finish by Van Ryn. She has 18.
Just think about how much time they just took off that clock, almost over a minute.
Van Ryn now 1 off her career high. Hodges 2 off her career high. 7-0 Furman run after the Bucks had cut it to 11, and now ETSU will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul going against Sydney James. First free throw off the mark for Davis. Tell you what, after those early fouls, been able to stay in there without picking up more personals.
She has. She just hasn't been that source that we thought she would be in that second half as far as imposing her will in the paint. And that could be because Furman has made those second half adjustments.
Half court man-to-man for ETSU. Tell you what, look at that tough defense being put on. Courtney Moore, along with the other freshman, Nadia. Nice backcourt for the future as Van Ryn couldn't save it. Did take 25 seconds off the clock, and now under 3 to go, 17-point lead.
Yeah, and Bernardo did a really good job of on-ball pressure on Achillia to kind of blow up that offensive set for Furman. She had a solid game against Western. She had 7 points, 2 blocks, 2 rebounds. So just based off of that little stat line, she's got a motor on her. She's a hard worker, somebody that's going to make it difficult, whatever you need, coach type of player.
Henley. Furman content to use a large portion of the shot clock with a 17-point lead. Ball kept in bounds, 8 to shoot. Back to Henley and now Killia. Killia looks to attack. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession to the Bucks. So, tell you what, Furman hadn't gotten a shot the last 2 possessions, but they used about a minute, and that's the positive side, up 17.
Eating a ton of clock, eating a ton of it. And like we talked about before, I love, like, ETSU is not stopping when it comes to their defensive intensity. They're trying to learn and adjust and adapt every minute they can. They're taking full advantage of this game.
2 minutes to go, 17-point Furman lead. The largest lead for the Paladins tonight was 18. ETSU led by 2 at 2-0, and that's been the Bucks' only lead. Furman has led for almost the entirety of the basketball game. Mentioned Hodges 2 off, tying their career high. Van Rye 1 off. Bucks now without a field goal the last 4.5 minutes. Tune after the game, we'll talk to Furman head coach Jackie Carson, get her thoughts after her team poised to get another victory at home. Hodges off the mark, but she'll be fouled, and she'll get a chance to tie that career high from the line.
Yeah, and just when the shot clock is down, you know, Tierra Hodges is the person that you want to have the ball in their hand to make something happen.
Just 26 points. The only thing you maybe can get on her is just 3 of 6 from the line, which is an 85% free throw shooter, but another double-double for the senior, and now 1 off a potential career high tying night. Second one off the mark, so 1 off the career high. Bucks trying to stop a field goal drought and attacks. It'll be 2 coming at the line for Griffin. Kalia gets charged as Kate Johnson in for the Paladins. Jada Sesson, Van Rye, and Hodges both will check out. 1 off their career high, but big nights for the senior.
Yes, I mean, great game for Tierra Hodges collectively and on both ends of the floor. I mean, we don't give her credit enough for what she does regarding the little things on the defensive end. Just really buys into that part. And so offensively, you know what you're going to get. She runs the offense to perfection. When she gets it, she reads closeouts properly, can knock down the mid-range jumper, a hound on the boards, create more opportunities for her teammates. I mean, she's just coach's dream.
Out of bounds will stay with ETSU. Over in Spartanburg, Wofford all over Chattanooga, 69-46, 3:45 to go in that game. Tell you what, big program over at Spartanburg right now for the Terriers. They knocked off Furman first time ever in Greenville earlier this season. Of course, that was without Tate Walters. That rematch will be over in Spartanburg on February 12th later this year.
That should be a good matchup, and Furman is definitely going to look to get some redemption in Wofford's home area. And so Wofford's done a really good job of being able to be balanced offensively, where they've got a collection of shooters. They've got, I call them Euro bigs, that can kind of spread the floor a little bit. They've just got a little bit of everything that makes it difficult, and they run their system the right way.
Nice job staying with it with Burdick. She adds to her total. 11 points. Now the Furman lead is at 16, and we go under a minute here in Greenville. What's impressed you tonight?
Well, Furman doing what they do best and get out in the open floor and running. When they run teams, it's really difficult for them to get set on defense, and they've gotten a ton of easy points there. And obviously Furman doing what they do best regarding rebounding. They have destroyed the boards. I was very impressed with Van Rye and Tierra Hodges in establishing themselves early in the paint and really being the separator of today's game.
40 Paladin points in the paint tonight. That helped build the lead early as Furman poised to take one last shot attempt, and it's knocked down by Jada Session. Nice shot there by the freshman.
She stepped into that shot with a lot of confidence, like, I do this. I like it.
Shot
I don't know if she does do it,
but she looks like she's confident.
She looks like she does it.
Buck's looking to get a look there. Burdick able to knock it down. Nice play by Burdick tonight. 15 points for the junior, and now Furman to dribble the last few seconds. And the Paladins getting the win, 68-54 here in Greenville with the win. Furman moves to 10-9 on the year, 3-2 in the Southern Conference. Bucks fall to 2-16, 1-4 in the league. There you see Simon Harris, Furman head coach Jackie Carson exchanging pleasantries as we take a look at the Papa John's player of the game. A couple options probably to go with for the Paladins, and is going to be Tierra Hodges.
Absolutely. We just talked about how she is such a matchup nightmare based on her abilities to play inside and out, and she made sure that she utilized all of that.
There you see 11th double-double on the season, one off the career high. 11 rebounds to go along with those 27 points as she helped pace the Paladins. Furman head coach Jackie Carson making her way over, and we'll get her thoughts on the 68-54 victory, a game that Furman had a 7-point lead at the half, pushed it out to as many as 18 before finally winning 68-54, as Jonathan's going to take the headset off and hand it to head coach Jackie Carson as she gets settled in. And Coach, congratulations. Always good to win in conference play, and your team got it done down low, especially in the first half tonight.
Yeah, I was really happy with our post players. They did a great job hitting some early layups. We kind of went away from it and missed a bunch of easy layups at the end. But overall, I felt like it was a really strong performance by our post players. So.
Balanced scoring. Hodges one off a career high. Grace Van Ryn one off a career high. And then Tate Walters got it going in the second half, so you're able to move the basketball around.
Yeah, we were finally able to hit some threes. I don't think we hit a three in the entire first half. So it was nice to be able to take the lid off the basket from the outside. And again, every conference win is going to be a gritty win, and that's a good team. They play hard, so we knew we'd have to maintain our intensity. And we're still a little bit of a lag, but it's able to get a win at home is a big thing.
Came off a long road trip. You won at Mercer for the first time, I think, in about 7 years. Big one battled at Sanford. It's nice to be back home, and another big one Saturday when Chattanooga comes to town.
Yeah, Chattanooga's playing extremely well. I don't know the results of tonight's games, but they were, I think they've only lost one game in conference, and depending on how it went against Wofford tonight. But it's going to be a big game. We need everybody here. It's National Girls and Women in Sports Day, so if you know anyone that just wants to come learn from all these great female athletes at our university in all sports, it's going to be at 1 o'clock for them to meet all of our female athletes and then watch a very good basketball game at 2. So excited about that.
2 o'clock tip on Saturday. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryant.
Furman head coach Jackie Carson giving her thoughts after the Paladins win at 68-54 here in Greenville. For Byron Apt, his entire ESPN crew, Jonathan Williams, I'm Bryant Lambert saying so long, where the Paladins win it over ETSU.